I appreciate it, and yes, I would say the previous questioning was totally misguided, realizing that federal workers are not on Obamacare, while the rest of the Americans have been forced on that. The federal employees' health benefit program is quite a bit different, and we can't compare that at all. I want to shift gears, Mr. Kyle. I want to come over to you. I'm sure you're familiar with official time, which enables federal employee union members to be hired by whatever agency they may be hired for, but instead of doing the work they were hired to do, they work for the union in multiple ranges, some 100% and some quite a bit less. My question to begin with is, did the CBO analysis take official time into consideration?
So we didn't measure that specifically. Our data was from what's known as the current population survey. And,
okay, why not? Why was official time not considered?
And those data on those types of activities are not available in that data set.
Okay, so not available because of reporting problems or what?
It's a measurement issue, yes.
Okay, so well, bringing that up, our friend Mr. Ross is not here, but he has a bill that would, that in fact, hopefully we're going to be voting on this relatively soon, perhaps even next week, H.R. 1293 that would require some reporting of official time. Are you familiar with that legislation?
I'm not, Congressman.
Okay, 1293 would be worth getting familiar with that. If we have proper reporting requirements for those on official time, if that were available, would that change the CBO's analysis in looking at it?
I don't know. We would have to do that analysis in order to get an answer to that question.
Okay. Well, according to CBO's own described definition of official time, it is, quote, paid time off from assigned government duties to represent a labor union. Now, that's the CBO's definition. So how can paid time off not be considered compensation?
The time off is a measure of the benefits that we provide in our analysis.
A paid time off is, but not when it relates to official time, which many federal employees are using 100% of the time.
And what we're measuring or what we're taking is what's in the data. Hours worked, and in that data, they don't report the activities that they were doing when they were working.
Okay, well, I'm not worried about the activities. The fact is, though, if they're using official time, if official time is not considered compensation, what is it considered?
Official time would be considered compensation.
Okay, but it's not analyzed in. Because of reporting issues.
Well, what we don't have is the breakdown of the employees report the hours that they work, the number of hours that they work. They don't report what they were doing.
That is official time. Okay, well, hopefully we're going to be able to get that corrected. And I look forward to, I have a bill myself, H.R. 1364, that would prohibit federal employees who are using 80% or more of their time on official time in any given year, that they would not, that year would not be counted as credible service for retirement benefits at 80% or more. I would appreciate you looking at that. And I look forward to CBO including official time future compensation studies as part of the analysis. I think all of this is skewed if we're not taking this into consideration. Mr. Biggs, let me come to you real quickly. It's come up multiple times already, the problem with firing federal employees, bad actors in this thing. They have multiple avenues of appeal all through the process. There's no way this cannot be considered a job security benefit. Is that correct?
Oh, that's correct. If you look at surveys of employees done by human resources consultants, pay, benefits, and job security are the three most important things.
And if you can't fire someone, that's pretty good job security. Or if you make it so difficult that it literally is an act of Congress to fire someone, that's pretty significant job security.
Sure, and there's two components to it. One is it's very unusual for a federal employee to be fired for cause. The second is it's very unusual for there to be layoffs. So you can look at unemployment rates for federal government employees. They're probably half those of similarly educated and experienced private sector workers.
Okay,
So that's a benefit that's not included in this sort of analysis.
besides lengthening the probationary period, what else can be done to address this problem?
Well, there's a variety of things. One is, as Mr. Goldenkopf said, of encouraging federal managers to use the powers that they already have, to not be afraid to use what rights they do have. I think it's also in terms of, employees deserve due process, but due process should not be so lengthy and costly that it is cheaper to keep on an employee who is not performing than it is to try to fire them. And this is a problem you find throughout the public sector. It is not worth the time and the money and the effort to fire an underperformer. Rather, you simply move them aside so that they're not an impediment to the vast majority of workers who are doing a good job. But it is the private sector manages to do this. Private sector firms don't want to fire good performers. They don't want to scare their workforce. So I think there's reason the federal government can do this, and it's really a question of putting in the effort and really being dedicated to it.
Thank you. I wish we had time to hear from each of you on this, but I appreciate your indulgence, Mr. Chairman. I yield.
Mr. Chairman,